So, hello, my name's Mariangela, and I've been convinced by my family, who have all become vegan, to do a video and adapt some recipes that I've been doing for years and years, but veganize them, as we call it. So, we're starting with minestrone with chickpeas rather than beans, but we may do a borlotti version as well one day. So these are my ingredients that I started off with. So dried chickpeas, water, and some bicarb. 250 grams of chickpeas. That would be 10 ounces of chickpeas if you're old-fashioned like me. In a bowl. We're going to add a lot of water so that they're covered, and we're also going to add a teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda, which makes them soften much quicker. So we leave that to soak overnight for 24 hours, and then I'll show you what we do next. Next morning, they've been soaking in cold water. We rinse them thoroughly under cold water, and then put them in a nice saucepan, and we chop in one onion, a teaspoon of Himalayan rock salt, which is tasty, so I use that at the moment, and a bay leaf, and then pour on water and a great big dollop of olive oil, which I haven't got yet. Great big a dollop of olive oil. We've got our onion, chickpeas, water, salt, olive oil, and a bay leaf, and you bring that to the boil for about 10 minutes, fast boil. And then you reduce the heat and boil them for at least 45 minutes to an hour, and they become really tender and soft there. So these are going to be the base of our soup. So these are the ingredients for my base of the soup. We've got garlic, onion, carrot, celery, leek, courgette, potatoes and tomatoes, and fresh parsley. And then we'll be chopping these up and adding them to the chickpea broth and make a lovely vegan vegetable feast. Okay, so we've peeled and washed all the veg. So we've got 2 small carrots, 1 large potato, 1.5 onions, a few tomatoes. Doesn't matter whether they're cherry tomatoes or just tomatoes out of a tin, just the equivalent of 2 to 3 tomatoes. And we've got the celery, and we've got a leek, so 2 sticks of celery and 1 leek, and obviously the garlic. So this is my favourite little knife. You can buy them packs of 6 in markets in Italy. They're really vicious, but then they're serrated, but they do cut onions and garlic really well. Not so great with potatoes, so I've got to switch to a smooth blade, which is also a bit vintage. It packs away, but it's a pretty good sharp knife. Okay, so we're going to chop, and we'll be seeing you in a minute. So here we are. Next stage of our lovely winter warmer minestrone is that we've chopped all the veggies. So we've got our garlic, onions, celery, leek, courgettes, carrots, potatoes and tomatoes, and we're going to get frying now. So come on over. Olive oil in this very vintage aluminium saucepan that was actually my mum's chip pan for many years, or her borlotti bean boiler pan. My brothers really loved chips, and also she used to make a lot of soup as well, borlotti. So we've got a good glug. I'd say 2 or 3 tablespoons of olive oil there. Okay, and first of all, we're going to switch the heat on, give it some heat, and then we're going to put in some of these veggies. We're going to start with the garlic and let that flavour the oil. 1 clove is all right, but if you really love garlic, you can put 2 cloves in, whatever your taste is. So our garlic is now getting nice and golden and flavoursome, so we're going to tip our onion in.
I think you've thrown a bit of leek in there as well.
It's okay, it's fine if a few little bits and bobs fall in. Well, a few little... It's a sofrito. It's just to get the flavours into the soup. So get the onions going a bit. Sometimes I like to add the salt now. So I'm going to add a little bit of the pink Himalayan rock salt, a little teaspoonful. Brings out the flavour in the onion. And now we're going to carry on and put the rest of the sofrito in. So give it a little stir. We're going to put the leeks in and the celery. And then I'm going to switch board because I realise the carrot is on the other one. Beautifully chopped carrots from Mimi.
Thank you.
Lovely little squares. Super. Cubes. Cubes. Correct. It's kind of started wilting and it's getting lovely flavour there. It's all glossy and shiny. So we're going to put the courgettes in now. So the beautifully cubed courgettes are going in.
Cubed by you. I don't
Cubed
know.
by me. Beautifully cubed. Oh look, there's a little stray carrot there. Go in with the courgettes. And then here we've got our potatoes. Give that another little stir. And then our tomatoes. Lovely tomatoes. I've just got some basic callo vegetable stock there. You can use any vegetable stock you like, or if you've got some leftover vegetable water, which is one of my tips to say, don't throw any vegetable water away, always save it. We're going to add some pepper. We're going to add some pepper. Well, probably half a teaspoon, I think, I would say. I'm going to put a few little chili flakes in there, just a few, just to give it a bit of a kick. I may actually give it a little bit more salt because just another pinch of salt there. Give that all a good stir. Remember the chickpeas that we boiled earlier? These are now going into the soup. So in they go. I'm just going to ladle in a few scoops and some of the broth. I'm going to take the bay leaf out because we don't need that anymore, and pour in the rest of the chickpeas. There you go. Give
So that was the whole portion that you did?
Yes, because we're making a big load. This would be good for about like 6 to 8 people. Mm-hmm. Obviously, if you want less, you make half the quantity. But it's good. It stays in the fridge for 3 days. Mm-hmm. Now I'm going to add 1.5 litres of stock, vegetable stock. Now give it a good stir. We may add some more water, it depends on how it thickens up, but we're going to leave that now. Bring it to the boil and leave it for about 20 minutes to half an hour so that the potatoes are all cooked, and then we'll see you in a bit. Before I let it get to the boil, I'm just going to add a few bits of parsley, so stalks and all, just gives it a nice flavour. We can add some more parsley at the end to give it a nice green, fresh green look. Give that another stir. That's it. So once it's boiling, we'll leave it for cover it and simmer it for 20 minutes. Our minestrone is coming up to the boil. We're going to put it down, turn it low, and let it simmer for about 20 minutes. Okay. Okay, so we've had 20 minutes of simmering. So, oh, by the way, the story behind this is that the aluminium handle gets very hot. So my mum put a cork in there so that you can pick it up. It's a good idea. Not bad. I think that's what they used to do in the olden days in Italy. So the soup's looking good. I'm going to get some carrot and just check it to make sure it's cooked. But I think I'm going to switch that off, and I'm going to taste the carrot. A bit of carrot, and see if that's cooked, and that'll be my cooked veg. Perfect. So I'm going to switch it off, leave it for 10 minutes because it is boiling hot, and then we're going to blitz some of it. Okay, to blitz some of it, not all of it, just some of it, just so I get a few scoopfuls, a bit of a mixture of the mixed veg. Like that. I put it in my jug, and now I'm going to blitz it with my blitzer. You could use your liquidizer or your thing. What's it called?
Food processor.
No, that thing there. You know, you students might have that blitzer thing.
Oh, NutriBullet.
NutriBullet. Can you put hot things in NutriBullets?
Not really.
No,
but you
okay.
can, like, there's other ones that
Okay.
can deal with hot
So
things.
you can use your blender, smoothie maker, whatever you can put hot food in, and you blitz it until it's really smooth. So we're going to make a bit of noise now. That looks pretty smooth to me.
How long did you do that for?
Just a couple of minutes past it, so that it's smooth. Just going to put that to one side. And now we pour it into the main soup. And that's it. That's your soup made. That's your chickpea minestrone soup. I'm going to put a little garnish of parsley on. Just put a little bit of fresh parsley in to give it a bit of colour. And what you can eat it like this, which is great because we're going to make some croutons for it too. But we like to put a few vermicelli noodles in. So I put 2 ounces there for this amount. If you're doing half the amount, 1 ounce. And you just put that in. And actually you hardly need to really boil that again. They'll cook just with the heat of the soup. And just gives it a bit more oomph. I'm going to make a few croutons for our lovely minestrone. And so I've got some rustic bread here, and we're going to just chop it into little cubes. And then we're going to fry them off in a little bit of olive oil and sprinkle them with some mixed herbs. Just a nice little touch to the soup.
You do that with stale bread or whatever?
Stale bread. I mean, any bread will make nice croutons, but this is nice rustic bread. So you don't have to if you don't want them. You can just eat it with bread or no bread. But it's just nice to put little nice crispy bits on top. So we're going to make the croutons. We've got a little bit of olive oil in our frying pan. Warm that up a bit. And then we've got our cubed, lovely rustic bread that we're going to pop in and start frizzling.
Frizzling?
I've made up a word. You never know what's going to happen, do you?
Frying plus sizzle. Is that
Right, sizzling.
Fry plus
yeah,
sizzle.
that's what it is. Yeah, you see. We can put some little herbs on top as well. Little mixed herbs. And let that come to toast. Just takes a couple of minutes. Don't walk out the kitchen because I've done that before and had really frazzled croutons. Lovely smell of the herbs coming up. I've just got a little spoon of soup because I'm just checking the flavourings, but I think it tastes pretty good. Tasty. Croutons are done. Can you see they're nice and toasted?
How long did that take?
Oh, a couple of minutes, really.
Yeah.
Very quick. So we're going to dish out this lovely minestrone with chickpeas, and you can see that the noodles are nice and plump, and we're going to put some little croutons on top. A little sizzle there from the croutons. There you go. Chickpea minestrone. Buonissimo.
Grazie.
Buon appetito.
Thank you, me l'hai detto. Dato.
So this is my 90-year-old mum. She's going to taste the soup for you.
Pepe. Manca.
You want some pepper? Okay, she said she wants some
Un po'
pepper.
di pepe. Delicious. Ma mi dice. Pepe.
Thanks for watching, and I hope you make the minestrone and enjoy it, just like we do. Ciao, ciao a tutti.
Ciao.